Hey Radiant Souls, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Heather. I'm an intuitive artist, author, animal communicator, psychic, channeler, medium, and I'm on a mission to empower and embolden others to connect with their divine radiant light and to honor the sacred connection with all life. One of the things I'm doing this summer in 2024 is diving back into the content from my first book, Hey Radiant Souls, hence my little introduction and the phrase that I use all the time. If you aren't familiar with that book, there are some channeled messages in here, and it's basically a primer from my team of guides, 12 steps to connect to you, your authentic self, your soul, that core, kernel, seed, delicious light that you are in the world. Because I got to tell you, those of us, whether you consider yourself on the spiritual path or not, I was going to say those of us on the spiritual path, but even if you don't consider yourself a journeyer on the spiritual path, or you wouldn't label it like that, being human is challenging. We fall off of our center, or we get pulled off of our center quite often. And I want you to know that if you feel that that's you, that you don't know who you are, you don't know what your purpose is, you kind of lose track of yourself or feel like you have lost track of yourself at some point in your life, that's so normal and common. And some of us spend weeks, months, years, decades even, being someone we're not really supposed to be. And I want to help in any way that I can, partnering with my team of guides to help you find yourself faster. We're gonna get pulled off there. I don't think there's any point in our human life where we're like solidly, nothing is going to detract from my sense of self. It gets easier to find yourself, easier to recalibrate, but I think there's always a potential that things tug and pull at us. So the point of my book is when you feel lost, when you feel like you're not yourself, when you feel like you've been spun around, how do you get yourself back? How do you find that flow state, that beautiful zone that feels like home for you? If you haven't watched parts 1 and 2, there's a playlist on my channel, and I'll put the link below to the playlist as well. We're now on part 3, or step 3, which is embrace your pace. So many times we have, especially in our social media obsessed society, we are witnessing everyone else's journey in real time. And there are pros and cons to that. I think it's wonderful to see other people. And when I say journey, it could be anything. It could be somebody's weight loss journey. It could be somebody buying a house. It could be somebody finding a job, finding a partner, any of those things. If that's something that you're working on for yourself, you can be inundated with all these other examples. And it could be the spiritual path too. Tapping into your intuition, discovering your abilities, recovering your abilities. And so we see all these examples. And in one regard, it's really great because I think it emboldens us and gives us permission. Well, if he's doing it, I can too. Or if she's got that going on, why am I sitting still and stagnant? Where we have a risk, where it can be not so great, is when we start measuring ourselves against anything other than ourselves. And I think that's easy to do with all that we're able to tap into and see at a moment's notice, 24/7 in our social media and just in the world around us. And even if you take social media out of it, because I think, like I said, there are benefits to it, sometimes we just feel drawn to compare ourselves to others. And so the chapter about embrace your pace is my shortcut alternate phrase for it that some of you have heard me say. Eyes on your own paper. Your progress, your pace, the way you're walking through something, the way your abilities work, the way your relationship works, the way your diet works, whatever it is yours. You shouldn't compare it to anybody else, whether you're saying aspirationally, I want to do what she does or walk through the world like she does. You can't, because you're not that other person. So you're, in a sense, devaluing and dishonoring the other person because you're asking them to now not be unique because you want to be just like them. But you're also, more importantly, dishonoring yourself because you're saying, I'm going to try on somebody else's whatever, success, abilities, way that they do something, phrasing, the way they interact with whatever, the world, themselves even. You are so very special and sacred, and we are all supposed to be unique. We're not supposed to be the same. We are all these beautiful individual puzzle pieces. And if you aren't showing up to be your specific puzzle piece, then you're not going to fit in the greater picture of things. And we're going to have a really wonky looking puzzle. And I think we have enough challenges here. So we need you showing up as you, as the best and highest version of you in every moment. And when we embrace our pace and kind of put our blinders on and say, I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. I may feel like, holy crap, I'm about to turn X age, insert whatever age you want there. Because I think everybody has their own panic point, their own kind of set point of, oh no, I'm 25 and this has happened, or oh no, I'm 70 and this hasn't happened. That's okay. That's your timing. Those were that period of time in whatever led up to that moment. That was your journey. Those were all your beautiful lessons. So when you can kind of excavate that part and say, oh, I see, I learned that, or this thing didn't come my way yet because I wouldn't have been ready for it. I hear that a lot from my friends who are in performance art, that whether they're singers, songwriters, artists, actors, that had they gotten the role or the opportunity or the version of fame that they may have, had they gotten that when they were younger, they weren't ready for it. They weren't mature enough to handle it. Everything is happening. You're co-creating it in a time that is right and appropriate for you. So if you are measuring yourself to someone else's pace, you're going to pull yourself out of that divine sacred journey that is yours. So that's the main theme of Embrace Your Pace, that your journey is your very own sacred ceremony. And only you know what that is. Only you can feel into that. But having the courage to look away from anybody else's, other than to say, I want the happiness. I want to be embodied in the way that she is. I want to be happy, content, peaceful in the way that she is. How can I find that in myself? So using it as a reflection and not a measurement. And I want to read the channeled message that came through originally in 2020 from my team of guides for this. And it's, hey, Radiant Soul, why the rush? Your destination is your own. And while it may feel like others ride alongside you, this is often an illusion. Although you see other cars on the highway, their travel arrangements are not the same as yours. They may seem faster but run out of gas or get delayed at the rest area. Enjoy the scenery, for it is as much a part of your journey as your arrival. Even the traffic jams and construction delays serve your highest good. All is well. Enjoy the open road. Embrace your pace. There's another thing here from that message that comes to mind, and that is you never know really what is going on with someone other than what they're showing you. So if we go back to talking about social media, you are seeing, and even again, outside of social media, you're always seeing a curated, edited version of someone's life. You are always seeing what someone wants to present to the world. So you don't know what else they have going on behind the scenes. You don't know what struggles they have. And that's not saying people are being inauthentic. We share what we want to share with people. We're allowed to keep things to ourselves. But if you're looking at someone as an example, just know that you're not seeing the full picture. And that we are all so much deeper and more robust and have so many other things percolating under the surface than what you might see. So that's just another reason why we shouldn't compare ourselves to someone else. So embracing our own pace. Let's check in with my team of guides and see if they have any additional channeling they want to bring in today. And I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you on the other side of it. We'll come back and chat for a little bit after that. Hello, bright and beautiful beings. This is one of our favorite topics that we love to share with you. And the first thing we would mention is a quotation that is not ours. We cannot source it right now, but we would ask you to reflect on the fact that comparison is the thief of joy. How does that sit with you? For often, when you are comparing or measuring yourself with or against or to someone else or something external, often it is to reaffirm for yourselves that you are less than, you're not enough, you're not there yet. So in that way, that comparison is stealing your joy. It is stealing your authentic view of yourself. It is if you are holding up a mirror but then choosing to look at it through a filter, through another lens. If you're going to look at yourself, look at all of the beauty that you are absolutely authentically. And don't allow that comparison to steal your joy. As we heard the channel mention earlier, your journey is your own sacred ceremony of self. And you visit that day after day. Only you know the true nature of that ceremony, and only you know the true whispers of your heart and your soul, and only you can have the courage to listen and respond and be in relation with all the aspects of yourself. And so if you are looking onto someone else's life, looking at someone else's progress, looking at someone else's abilities, looking at someone else's successes or failures, that is time you have divested away from yourself and you are not honoring yourself. It would be our greatest joy to see you understand the absolute radiance that you hold within you. And not just understand it, but unleash it into the world. Shine as brightly for others, but also for yourselves. And do not let that measurement, that comparison, steal the joy that is rightfully yours. We thank you for your time today, and we wish you well. Be blessed, dear friends. I love that. Comparison is the thief of joy. I would Google who said that. Drop a comment below if you know, because I think I've heard that before, but it's absolutely true. Sometimes we are doing the comparison to distract ourselves also from the real work that maybe we need to be doing. So when we focus in, embrace our own pace, and celebrate our successes, I think that's a piece of it too, because if you think it's not just mind your own pace, it's embrace it, take it on, see it for all of its richness, all of its complexity, all of its accomplishment, and have that sacred ceremony with yourself. So thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you found this helpful. I'll be back again in a few days with the next step on our journey of finding and shining our divine radiant light. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.